Welcome to Screech commentaries. We're commentating on Carl CKM versus Tuck 007, who is one of our teammates and a lovely gentleman. Coming in just a bit already into the game here. We've got a strong board from Tuck. We've got 4 Saurians, which you always like to see, with a couple of logos flanking it. What are your thoughts so far, Callum?
Terse game so far. It feels like no one's quite drawn into what they want in the opening couple of.
Well, you say that, but we've just seen Tuck drawn into Cincinnatus Rex, so I think we can confirm
Okay.
he's drawn into what he wants just now.
Okay, I guess we can now confirm that, but before that, it was not quite clear because we're looking at two sort of combo-y decks, right? Carl's looking for Sins in that he has 7 of them, which is pretty rare decks with a lot of money, and Tuck's looking for some sort of Spiral Rex, or perhaps in this case Spiral Raptor. Objectionably good combination of things.
It is. If you're looking for Carl's deck, it is currently for sale as well. So if you're interested in it, feel free to make a bid. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
That is a nice move from Mr. Tuck. Shuffles in Manchego and Ronnie Wristlocks with the Chimal Eclipse.
Unfortunately,
sort of
he has just flipped the deck though, so the Manchego less useful. The Ronnie Wristlocks though, good though. We are seeing Carl with a large hand of discs. Things could about to go quite sideways for Mr. Tuck. Oh, you hate to see that. That's not. After Tuck is. Now, Tuck has also just flipped the deck here. And what we mean by flipping deck, for anyone who doesn't know, it means that when you've just reshuffled your discard pile into your draw pile, often you want to get things into your deck before you've done this so you can redraw them. If you get it just after, it means you're not going to be seeing them again for a while. In the case of Tuck, there's a lot of cards he's going to be wanting to see that he's not going to see for a while, including Cincinnatus Rex, the linchpin at the deck, but also Senator Shrix and Candle units do a lot of work for him.
And that and the board wipe is a huge turning point in the game, because obviously Tuck had his combo all set up there, was about to drop the Rex, use the Raptor, set off with the whole combo and generate, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 Ember.
It was, yeah.
And all of that goes away.
It does indeed. It's sad to see.
Carl's going to start rolling with the Sins. Got Envy and Wrath.
He has to purge his own cards though. Stomp, a useful card, especially against the big Saurian boards that Tuck has. However, I'm just noticing in Tuck's hand here, there's a little Axiom of Grisk. I'd be surprised if that doesn't come down right now to fuck up Carl's day.
Got to expect that when he's looking at 1 creature versus 5, 2 of them being Sins.
Yeah, and you're going to hope for Tuck here, it's going to give him the time to push through his deck again, hopefully get things set up like the Golden Spiral he's just put down, and now when he does redraw all that Saurians, he's going to be in a much stronger position to use it.
Interestingly, he decided to ward his own Tricerian Legionary here, which I thought about, but then also you could have warded the Dino Fiend to avoid that steal that just happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd rather have the big beefy creature sitting there, just ready for further turns than losing. It's 1 Ember. We're early in the game. It's not going to make too much of a difference, I don't think. So I would have kept the thing there. But I'm a fan of big meaty boys protecting
you
my
are.
things.
But no, that's a reasonable shout. Still could very much go either way. This, I think.
Yeah. I think we're going to see logos here, which we are. Good here. You can stop the reap, which, especially on the Trigon, can be very troublesome potentially. So I imagine he's going to use the Seismo Entangler to stop that from reaping.
Yeah,
which he does.
Drops the Candle unit as well, so just another problem thing you kind of have to deal with because if you want to reap at all.
It's got the Manchego early, which isn't ideal. You definitely want to see that much later in your deck, but Tuck is getting through his deck quite quickly, so we could potentially see that Manchego coming up later.
I mean, the Logos has got some moves. It's got the double Candle unit, double Bibliophile, if that ever lives, which it sometimes does.
Yeah, it sometimes does. You very rarely see it, but it's nice when it does. So Carl, 3 Cornus and Octavia's on. Now, the problem we can see here is that Tuck's only real board clear is the Axiom of Grisk. Now, that doesn't work if things have Ember on them. So this could really be helping Carl kind of get the board locked down at this point, and put Tuck in a bit of a sticky situation.
Yeah, he's got one of the Axioms in the archives, but that's not going to do the job against these big Cornisons.
No.
And no safety numbers isn't going to do it either.
Now, he's also enraged the one with the encounter suit, which I don't think I would have done because that's going to be the one that you can't kill very easily. So, no, then again, actually, yeah, that's why he's enraged it. Ignore me. That's a very smart play.
Because then that's going to be the one that's going to be hardest to remove, right?
Yes. Oh, okay. So you've seen here that Tuck now has the city state interest. Now, this is one of my favorite plays is when you can do with this card, where you will capture all your opponent's ember and then do the Axiom of Risk. So all their stuff is dead, all your stuff is alive, and you point and laugh at them while they cry.
And he's got the Ludo and the Ancient Power.
He
So
does.
if
Yeah.
Carl doesn't take a Saurian turn here, which he has done unfortunately for Tuck, perhaps we'll
This
see
one
what
on
he.
Manchego. And I'm guessing he's going to fight into this candle unit. Oh no, just goes for the captures.
Perhaps cognizant of the risks.
Carl, skill player, you've got to assume he is indeed cognizant of the risks. Cognizant, good
Don't
word
know
there,
why.
Callum. Enjoyed that.
I'm overthinking it. I'm not gonna lie. I could have just said aware, but no.
No, cognizant. I liked it. I'm a fan of cognizant.
I am nothing if
Oh,
not
apparently Carl was
pretentious and
not
confident.
cognizant of the second axiom,
No,
though.
apparently didn't know. No, I've no clue. So all of that credit we just gave Carl for being super clever. Consider that all retracted.
Yeah, we'll be sending Carl an invoice for that credit to be returned post haste. Should be arriving in 3 to 5 days.
3 to 5 business days.
Yeah, business days. Yeah, it's a Sunday. I mean, no post on Sundays.
It's true. He's going to go Saurian anyway. He's going to hit the city state and the ancient power.
Yeah. I mean, it's to be fair, it's 2 good creatures to get warded. That candle unit's going to be much harder to remove now, and Carl's kind of stuck. He can't really do that much while it's there. Okay, Golden Spiral on the candle unit. Very interesting.
Could have maybe fought there, taken out an Octavia. But...
yeah, I would have, but then again, I guess you're taking off that ward is the problem. Which
yeah, you kind of want to just leave that out there to draw you cards, basically.
The only trouble is actually though that leaves it available to kill. Oh no, I suppose you can't kill both the Ludo and the candle unit either, so he'd have to choose one or the other. He's going to probably kill the Ludo, but it means the candle unit is going to stay alive, and it really limits his plays going forward.
Yeah, but if you look in Carl's hand right now, you've got the Gluttony coming down, and this is probably why he went for the capturing with the Octavias, right?
Yeah, you've got to assume so.
Drop that Gluttony, and then it becomes a must instant kill threat.
I mean, Tuck does have ways of getting rid of it, but it does require playing a Saurian turn, which he undoubtedly won't want to do. So, I think you have to, though. I think you just have to take the shitty turn and biff it with both. It sucks.
Yeah, I think you maybe fight with the Ludo first, hit it.
Yeah.
Axiom to take out the.
Oh yes, I forgot. Yeah, the Axiom
and the Trigon.
Yes, I think I think you're entirely correct. You want to Axiom to get rid of the greed and just biff. It looks like Tuck is going for that play. We would assume.
Let's see what.
The other option actually is what I do is fight with the candle unit, then Golden Spiral the candle unit into the greed, so you kill both and you leave the ward on the Ludo. That'd be my personal strategy because you're getting rid of that Ember anyway. Then it's a good card to have down, but I'd rather have the Ludo alive and warded.
But then I think keeping the candle units is useful, and he can ward one of the two of them again with the Axiom now.
There's just
gone for the Ludo,
and he's warded with the risk. Okay, yeah, that's a strong play.
I think had to really.
Yeah, it just means though that oh no, he can't actually kill both still, even with all 3 Octavias. He'd have to fight 2 into the Ludo and then the candle unit would live, or he'd have to kill the candle unit and then he wouldn't get the Ember. So strong play from Tuck here actually. I'm liking this move.
Yeah. Well, now the Ludos come down.
It's interesting. We are now 12 minutes into the game without a single key being forged, and I don't believe anyone's even been on check, as far as I've seen. It's been a very, capture-y, steely game.
Well, I think both decks are looking to try and set up huge boards full of things, but they've both been quite good at removing the other person's threats, right? Because we've seen 2 Axioms and a Gateway to just fully clear most of the creatures off the board.
Yeah, and then the chains have also been slowing both of them down as well, so that's been limiting that board. But Tuck's got his artifacts down, so I think he's still... You know that Tuck, at some point, is going to potentially pull that big Cincinnatus Rex play. He's just about to redraw again and be ready to kind of start getting towards that. And it's whether Carl can kind of get out in front of this before he does that. He does kill the candle unit. That's quite big.
Yeah. And we've seen the spoils of battle as well to just take all of that Ember and stack it all up on the dinos. I mean, the Sins get a lot of attention
Right.
Carl's deck quite rightly. But the other two houses are also very solid. The triple Cornerson, Ludo, Spoils of Battle, Decimus Faust as well is all just disgusting. And then the Star Alliance has just got a lot of useful tools in it, right? You've got the encounter suit, you've got Red Alert for a clear, couple of stuns, couple of Quatrino Flux could be real good as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's what you almost need in a deck. You want like 2 powerhouse houses and then a third house that's just got your tools to make everything better. A lot of the time that's a Logos house, but in this case it's a Star Alliance house, which is I think the second house that tends to be that kind of that engine to the house.
Carl apparently missed that the other creature that wasn't Candle Unit was a Ludo, so he was expecting to get that Ember back and was presumably very disappointed.
Carl not particularly cognizant today.
This is gonna be a running thing now, isn't it? I just sometimes stumble around for words mid-sentence, and the problem I have also at work and teaching as well is I default to more pretentious vocabulary, which is the opposite of what you want half the time. Like, if ever I'm stumbling around for a word, I will stumble upon the most excessively wordy version of that.
So we've seen here that Tuck now has all of his artifacts out, which is it's good for 2 reasons. Firstly, like 3 of them are very handy artifacts in the Seismo Entangler, the Golden Spiral, and the Hologramophone. But secondly, the big thing is now he's got less cards in his deck. And with the comboing nature of Tuck's deck, he's now much more likely to get that play down. I don't believe that Carl has any artifact removal. I'm just having a quick shifty now. I'm not seeing any.
Also, has Tuck gone through his deck twice?
Yeah, this will be the second time Tuck's gone through his deck, I do believe, yes. I think Carl has also gone through his deck twice, though.
And not a single key forged if either side.
No one's even been on check still. This is my kind of game. This is slow, this is grindy, this is just, we're waiting for the breakthrough. Because you know it's going to come. And you know that I think whoever gets that breakthrough is going to be the one who really gets their kind of like fangs into this game and can really...
Yeah, you could see it spiraling out of control, right? Where...
You can see it golden spiraling out of control.
Hey! This is why you're the funny one. The problem Tuck has, I think, is that the longer Carl's board sticks around, the more Ember starts to just accumulate on creatures. And now he's not going to deal with it in the Shadow's turn. He's looking at quite a fearsome setup from the Saurians, right? Because he can drop a couple of creatures and a Humble. He can start reaping with the Consul Primus to ditch stuff. But we have now seen in his hand, the Spiral Rex is potentially coming. But no other Saurian creatures yet that he needs to make this work.
And does Carl have artifact removal? Because I'm noticing one of Tuck's artifacts that was previously there is now gone.
Tuck hopped it, I think it was.
He cut his own Quantum Finger Trap. Yeah, there we go.
Just not interested in Quantum Finger Trap, so we'll take the extra Ember.
In that case, I was the incognizant one.
Okay. Look.
Nice. This is going to be the interesting question for Tuck, though, is when does he play this in Sinister's Rex? I guess he's not going to play it now because there's no, other than the Ludo, there's no Saurians on the board.
And this Ludo's going to die.
No, Ludo should live here.
It will, but it's not going to live long after, right?
No.
I mean, Tuck's got looking down the barrel of a real problem.
Yeah, I think you go Logos, you stop Saurian from reaping, and you just try and like get through your deck. You Jargule away the Yancey gang. Oh, I've started saying Jargule like Tuck. Jesus.
Tuck says it Jargule. I said Jargoggle.
Everyone says Jargoggle. He's gone for the Synthesis Rex now. That's...
I kind of see it, I think, because you
can kill the Ludo.
You just fight. So you fight 6 times, and you probably end with the Rex killing itself somehow against one of these giant Saurians, and you just kill off a whole bunch of them.
You do.
Which is what you need.
I think I would have waited a turn. You can Seismo Entangler the Saurians he's got. Then he's not going to get any extra Ember, and you can potentially get some more Saurians to just get a bigger turn. I would have waited personally.
Yeah, but you assume that the Ludo doesn't survive another turn, and you kind of want that to dump all the Ember off the Shreks of the Rex at some point. Sorry.
It's true. That's true. It's very true.
Let's have a look at what he's fighting. He's fought
the Ludo is obviously the first target because you want to get that
Yeah.
Ember back.
Then he goes for the Cornus and Octavia, takes out the one with the encounter suit.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for the Faust and then the Dreadbone because that's getting the maximum value out of things you can kill. It'd be my guess here, unless I've miscounted the number of fights he has. So he's.
I'll confess, I've also lost count.
He's played it for one. He's fought Ludo. He's fought Cornison. Yeah, he's fighting fast. He's got fights left. Yeah, he's gonna reap with the Ludo, and then I think, as I say, he'll fight the Dreadbone. I would guess.
Yeah, because this is gonna kill off the Rex, dumps all the Ember. Don't reap with it.
Cornison. Interesting. Interesting.
And after 19 minutes and 12 turns, we have an honest-to-God check.
Yeah, but I'm just seeing in Carl's hand, he has Desire, which could be an issue for Tuck, because he has 10 Ember, but he's going to be using all of that to forge.
That's the play that comes down. If you can't stop a key, make him pay a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And also drop 3 pretty good sins.
Yeah. Which I don't believe Tuck has really as a way of dealing with. I feel like he's going to take a Logos turn and stop the Sins reaping, at the very least.
Yeah.
But Carl is still going to be stacking up a lot of Ember here.
Well, he won't forge. He'll stay on 8. Because the key cost is both-sided.
Mm. Yeah, but it's more, he can't get rid of the Sloth, so he's definitely going to get 3 Ember at the end of his next turn.
Yeah, he can just sort of...
You can just leave them sitting there.
Yeah, although the problem he has, if he goes for that, Tuck's going to ward the Eddy.
He is, yeah.
Hit the Seismo Entangler. And you're looking at a potentially very expensive key from Carl.
You are. That's very true.
Wait, what's the Ludo? That's interesting.
Oh, okay.
And there's the Axiom.
There is the Axiom. Okay. He definitely needs that. It's whether Carl plays the Gluttony here is going to be the interesting one.
I don't think you necessarily do.
No, Let's
having a look at the Star Alliance turns.
You can Quintrino and kill... I guess you'd actually go for... I don't know what Quintrino's actually quite bad. Because you can kill the Jargoggle, say, or the Bibliophile. But if you want to kill anything from your side, you're going to be killing at least one Sin, other than if you kill the Galeotops. Yeah,
and the problem is if he wants to take out Ludo, he's going to lose Sloth. If he wants to take out Eddy, he's going to lose Desire, which would drop the keys down a substantial amount. But
ooh, actually...
this is tricky. This is very tricky for Carl.
Yeah.
You could just go Dis and drop the Gluttony and fight several things off the board.
Yeah, you could.
Tuck's deck is proving very resilient so far against the Sins.
And you're getting 4 Ember at the end of the turn, is the thing as well. The only trouble is you're keeping your cards in your hand.
So he'll only get the 4 Ember if he doesn't use any of the creatures.
So if you do not use any of them. I'm not very familiar with the Sins, I'll be honest. I'm still chasing a Sins deck, sadly.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Gone with the Saurians. Interesting. Sadly, I do not have that kind of money.
No, neither do I.
That's not who I would have thought to go with.
Some people... Jargoggle is a mixed thing, right? Because sometimes people set up huge, crazy combo plays with Jargoggle. So you just want to remove any ambiguity and anything they might be planning. Obviously, we know that Tuck just put was it a Yancey gang under it?
It was a Yancey gang, yeah.
So it's not that big a deal. It's just dropping some on board.
Okay, so I think we're going to see a big old Grisk play from Tuck here.
I think we are, yeah. It takes out 3 Sins, takes out 2 Dinosaurs, and it's a pretty big move.
The only sad point for Tuck is that it is going to allow Carl to forge a key, because it's going to kill that Desire.
It will, but I think you've got to.
Yeah, you do.
And you can get in a fight with the Ludo as well. Or a Reap.
I think no. I think a reap. You want to keep that warded as much as possible. You're going to get it next to the big. Actually, no. I would have fought with it because you're going to put a ward back on it with Axiom of Risk. Oh, he's going to fight with
Gonna
the
fight with the
Legionary. I imagine the Dreadbone Decimus is going to be the one he's going to get rid of.
yeah, that over Galatops, I think.
Yeah, every day of the week. And yeah, then he's going to get the ward with the Grisk now, I would assume. Which he does.
And this is the plays that you see that you get if you play the deck a bunch of times as Tuck has with this deck. You sort of quickly spot the efficiencies in it. Well, it's 1 key apiece at turn 14, having 23 minutes gone by. Yeah. It is a knockdown, drag out dino fight.
It is. I think Tuck is very much in the driving seat here, though. He's got rid of 3 sins there. You've got another Axiom is going to be coming around the bend at some point if Carl does want to get more. Going to get more disc creatures down. Disc sins down.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. The Quintrino Flux is going to get rid of all of the wards, but it would destroy the Galeotops, which would be quite bad. I think maybe necessary.
Yeah, I think you maybe take that to get rid of the Ludo, which has been a continual problem for you.
I think what I might have done, though, is I might have played the away team first, just so I could pop the ward and then have been able to replay the access denied again on the Legionary at this point. That would have been my choice.
Well, the thing is, because when it dies, it goes into your archives, so it would have not got.
Oh, is it archive?
It's archives. Yeah,
I see.
So, who knows?
Well, then I should. You should. Carl was correct.
Carl edging slightly into the lead.
Would you say so?
Here. Well, he's got more Ember than Tuck currently. The board is about the same. Tuck's artifacts which whether that we consider that to be something that swing it.
I would entirely say that the Tuck's artifacts swing it. To be honest, you know,
Carl saying these goddamn axioms, no matter how hard I tried to play around them. Yeah, and people give Axiom a lot less credit than they used to because of the amount of increased capture in mass mutation, which is fair, but Carl's deck doesn't have a lot of the sort of capture pips.
Tuck has played the Bad Penny, which is a choice. The trouble is, it's going to be the kind of thing that comes back and it's going to clog up your hand and stop you drawing more cards. And it's whether you're actually going to get that much use out of the Bad Penny at this point. I think I maybe would have discarded that, personally.
I think I would have. Tuck's deck doesn't seem set up for it.
No.
He is looking at an interesting Saurian turn next. He's on check for key 2, and I don't think Carl can stop him.
No, but we do have the Mind Fire that going for Saurians. Interesting.
So he definitely won't stop him.
He's
out with the spoils of battle he can.
Yes, putting one on the away team and then capturing. And good thing he's played that now, because he could not have played that next turn with the Shricks without really doing himself the mischief.
That is the sort of stroke of fortune that wins games. It's a shame that Tuck is looking at a Tricerian Legion with a bunch of Ember on it, because that Chimera Eclipse is looking super tempting now.
It is. One thing you could do, though, if you really wanted to do the Chimera Eclipse, is fight the Bad Penny into the away team, replay the Bad Penny on the other side of the Tricerian Legionary, and then Chimera Eclipse. I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll go for the Saurian turn first, but I think that could be a thing for next turn.
Because the Saurian plays pretty good, right? Drops the power, throws a lot of wards around, stack ups.
I would not have done that way around. I would have put the Shricks next to the Tricerian Legionary and then put the Power Guardian on the other side.
Well, they're all going to be warded.
They are, but what I would do is...
That's not the way I would have...
No, I would have fought with the Tricerian Legionary into the away team, using the Golden Spiral, and then played the Ancient Power to ward everything.
We'll see what he does now. I don't know whether he... okay, Golden Spiral on the Power Guardian rewards this. So I don't...
The trouble is, though, you don't get the Power Guardian with a ward now, and it's got 2 Ember on it, which is dangerous.
It is potential.
So we got Tuck with another Axiom of Grisk here. The Chimera Eclipse is gone, so we can't see whether Tuck would have done our sneaky theorizing plays.
He's gonna he may stop him from forging here with the Waking Nightmare. No, probably
He
not.
will, because if he gets rid of 2 things with the Infernus, and then
And then keys will be 8.
and then he's gonna play the Gluttony with the
But the Shrix 1 is going to get him over the line.
It will actually, yes, and I wonder if Carl has spotted that. Let's find out. Oh no, the Shrieks doesn't have one on it.
Not anymore, it doesn't.
Right, because keep Tug's forged. Okay.
Yeah, it always, the delay, the way that the delay comes up is always funny. It disappears and then you forge the key. So there's a brief moment where you look at it and you're counting up to see if they have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Carl also a check now. Tuck can stop him, but it's not the best turn.
No, I think you go with a Saurian turn here. I think you fight the away team with the Tricerian Legionary. You fight the Gluttony with the Paraguardian. You reap with the Shrix and Axiom Agrisk the Infernus away.
Well, he's gone for a Logos turn. He's going to let Carl forge and let that Gluttony live.
Yeah.
But he can stop it with the Seismo Entangler.
He can. He probably will.
Seismo Entangler doing a lot of work in this game to disrupt Carl's overall plans, because it just he can take a Logos turn, cycle through his deck, and just shut off the Sins combo.
Yeah,
because they're almost all reap effects.
Exactly. Yeah. Red alert. Oof. All those wards are gone. We've got Candle Unit has taken a heavy biff, and he tries to in Legionary. He's got the 3 Ember on it. You know that Leludo is coming back round eventually, so you probably do want to get rid of that. You do want to get rid of that sooner rather than later. Okay.
So we're looking at a potential Manchego hit from Tuck here for the 2 steals.
You love to see it.
You do. That pays off rarely. But he's also got the City State and the Axiom, whether he wants to hold that for another turn.
I think you hold that. I think you play the Shadows now. You hold that for a turn. I don't think too many of your things are likely to die. Oh, he's gone for the CSI. Oh, this could be have Tuck kicking himself, because you've got to assume that Carl is going to play all of his Dis things next turn. And he's...
And with the double reap from the Bibliophile, he shuffles through his deck again.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that Manchego won't do what it needs to do.
No.
Carl, not happy with the... we'll see whether Tuck hits the Axiom button here.
I don't know if he will, because he's played the Legatus Raptor without putting any Ember on it.
He does not. He holds the Axiom. That could be really big.
I think Tuck is doing a bit of baiting here. I think he's trying to bait Carl into playing some stuff down. And yeah, he's getting the cards off the Candle Unit.
It's just such an annoying little card.
It is.
Oh, and this is Carl's going to be so unhappy in a second.
Is he though? He's still going to have 11 Ember and 2 keys. I think Tuck might be cooked here.
Yeah. So he took out a lot of the. I missed the Dino Fiend is what it was, I think. Just finished off the Power Guardian.
I don't think there's anything Tuck can do here. I don't think there's enough shadows.
No.
No, he's got too many cards with Manchego. See, I think that CSI was maybe too early. I think you should have waited a turn.
No, I redrew it again.
Yeah.
That was a superb game all round.
That was a really good game, yeah.
Both players really leaning into it.
Yeah, I think this is what you get when you have 2 decks that need board control, but also have good ways of depriving the other person of board control. I think the thing that really swung it was Carl's card draw, when he has cards like Greed that can really just rush you through your deck. I think also the big play earlier of making Tuck pay 10 for a key with with one of his sins. It's stuff like that really adds up.
Yeah, and also the Tuck had to use his Spiral Rex combo not to reap huge amounts and generate huge amounts of Ember, but just to fight 6 Saurian creatures off the board.
Yeah. And we're seeing some nice sportsmanship from the game afterwards, a nice little chat.
Well, yeah, I think they both really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think that's what you like to see with a Keyforge game. It's like sometimes you'll get really close games like this, and it's enjoyable for both parties because you can both see things where you could win. Sometimes you'll get games where this one person gets absolutely stomped, and it's just not fun for anyone really. But yeah, okay, well, thank you very much for listening. My name is David Baron von Fabulous Lark. My co-host here is
Callum, the good Doctor Young.
And we have been Screech Babom. This is our first commentary, so hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.